This week, we witnessed the launch of the 6th Taigei class submarine, GS Sogei. But even though I know the Taigei class is one of the best and the most advanced conventional submarines in operation today, I was confounded that Japan doesn't try to export it like the Soryu and the Mogami. Why is that? This is the story of the Taigei class, the best conventional submarine that no one can buy. Taigei class is a class of conventional submarine of the GMSDF and the successor of the Soryu class. The earliest studies were conducted in 2004 by a variety of researchers aimed at developing new and improved submarine components to improve the capabilities of the next generation submarines that will operate in the 2020s and beyond. The research includes major aspects of the boat like the hull structure, power system, and sonar to a much detailed aspect like a floating floor structure. All this research accumulated when the first of class GS Taigei was built in 2018. Moreover, Taigei's predecessor, Soryu class, received a revolutionary upgrade for its 11 and 12 boats by using lithium-ion batteries instead of lead-acid ones, removing its Stirling AIP system, and using this space to add more batteries, becoming the pioneer of lithium-ion battery usage on a frontline submarine in the world. This groundbreaking innovation was later applied to the Taigei class from the ground up. Design-wise, the Taigei class shape does not differ significantly from the Soryu, but it's 100 tons heavier and equipped with more advanced systems and weapons. One of Taigei's advancements, of course, is its power storage. I talked about the advantages of lithium-ion batteries on submarines before, but I'm gonna summarize it again today. Lithium-ion batteries can store significantly more energy for the same volume and weight compared to lead-acid ones. This leads to longer submerged endurance and better speed and sprint capability. Lithium-ion batteries have a much higher charging efficiency, up to 95%, and can be recharged much faster than lead-acid, which has only around 80% efficiency, reducing the time a submarine must spend at periscope depth to recharge. The superior energy density and power of lithium-ion batteries allow the Navy to remove the AIP system from its submarine entirely. This eliminates the complexity of operating and maintaining an AIP-equipped submarine and its consumables like liquid oxygen and hydrogen. Lithium-ion batteries generally last 2 to 3 times longer than lead-acid ones, reducing long-term replacement costs and downtime. Second, Taigei is equipped with a completely overhauled sensor suite, including the high-performance ZQQ8 sonar, which utilizes fiber optic array technology, giving it superior detection compared to ZQQ7 on Soryu, as well as a new non-penetrating periscope and a new combat management system. And third, Taigei incorporates design features to ensure it's the quietest boat possible, like the floating floor structure I mentioned earlier, which has a buffer mechanism to prevent vibration inside the submarines from getting out, and at the same time mitigate against shock delivered from outside coming into the subs. It also gets new diesel engines and propellers to reduce acoustic signatures, and it's covered with acoustic absorbing materials to absorb active sonar pings. With Japan having previously competed in a submarine tender and won a frigate contract, many will think they will try to export the Taigei too, right? I mean, it's clearly a technological leap compared to the Soryu, and some countries are currently looking for a new submarine fleet too. However, despite that, the Taigei is not in Japan's export catalog, and I probably know why. First, the most sensitive technology on it, the lithium-ion battery. This battery technology is Japan's national secret and considered a critical strategic advantage over its adversary. Exporting it would mean sharing the precise chemical composition and thermal management systems to another party. Even if the sub is exported only to Japan's allies, a potential data leak is still possible. I talked about this before, that lithium-ion batteries are more prone to danger, and the battery cells can get damaged through thermal abuse like fire, electrical abuse from overcharge or over-discharge, or physical abuse such as crash, drop, or bullet penetration. Japan has found a way to mitigate all these dangers, and as the pioneer in lithium-ion submarines, it surely doesn't want its technological advantage to fall to its competitor and adversaries. From what I see, it's similar to what the US did with the F-22 Raptor. Second, and this is what I think is the most interesting finding about this matter, Japan has a unique shipbuilding model that is very different than the rest of the world. while its submarines are built with a potential service life of as much as 40 years, on average, Japanese submarines only serve about 20 years before being decommissioned or converted to training status, meaning that Japanese submarines do not get the extensive mid-life upgrade like those in other countries. Submarine repair officers report that overhauling older boats can be unpredictable and lead to schedule slippage, and cutting holes into tightly packed pressure hulls is not the best use of time or resources. They admit that some mid-life upgrades might save money, but Japan has an extraordinarily stable production system starting with the Yusio class in the 80s of building one new conventional submarine per year, alternating between Mitsubishi and Kawasaki heavy industries. This means that Japan will always have the latest technology on its subs every year, ensuring more stability in the industrial base and the budget, and a better reserve fleet, since they keep their old submarine in good material condition in reserve or join the training squadron instead of immediately disposing of it. The reason I bring this up is that even if Japan releases the Taigei for the export market, the way the rest of the world operates its submarine fleet is very different than Japan. Countries that operate submarines typically purchase a new fleet when their existing submarines are 30 to 35 years old, and they expect the new ones to serve the same amount of time. Then, around halfway through, the boat will be returned to the OEM to be retrofitted and given a mid-life upgrade to enhance its capability. But Japan doesn't do that with its operational model, so potential customers either have to do it themselves or follow the Japanese model. If I were that potential customer, that's a tough proposition. At this point, it's better to choose other submarine builders that offer a complete package of manufacturing and 40 years worth of sustainment. The Taigei class is undoubtedly a technological masterpiece designed and developed from Japan's constant innovation. But it is this innovation that prevents it from becoming a global export. The reason is most likely to protect its national secret. And that's fair. It means Japan values its unmatched domestic edge more than the potential profits from foreign sales. What do you think about the Taigei class and Japan's shipbuilding approach? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one.